All right, welcome you guys to our 2025 Success Roadmap call. I am so grateful that you guys are here with us tonight. This is something that I do every single January for the last 4 years. I absolutely love this time of year. I don't know about you guys, but this is my favorite time. I love a new month, right? To kind of restart, refresh, new goals, figure out what worked, what didn't work. But I really love a new year. Anybody else love a new year? Yes. Awesome. All right. So today during this session, I'm really going to help you answer the question of and having the right goals and the right plan and the right vision help you create the success that you're looking for in your business. Okay, so I want you guys to drop in the chat and let me know what company you are representing or what companies. I want to see who we're going to make an impact on in 2025. So let's see what we got going on tonight. Who's here? Awesome. Jordan Essentials, Mary Kay, Ruby Ribbon, Lifeway, Young Living, Senegent, Send It, Park Lane, Red Aspen, Pampered Chef, Zaya, Color Street, Make, Wellness, Lemongrass Spa, Choose Amazing Life Coaching. Awesome. We got a lot of people, a lot of different things. Beyond Slim. Love it, love it. Okay, so I have a curious question for you guys. Is if you think back to January of 2024, do you actually have goals that you wrote down? You have a vision that you wrote down? You have intentions that you wrote down? Like, do you actually have something 12 months ago that you wrote down that you can actually look at, that you can look at and read to see what your goals were last year? I want you to put a yes or a no in the comments and let me know, like, you actually have something physical that you can look at that you wrote your goals down on and you can see and look back, right? I think that is so fun to be able to do. And yes, we're going to have many no's. That was the intention of that question. Is I knew that many were going to be like, no, right? Because it's not something that I feel most women in direct sales actually do, right? We know our goals. Does everybody know their goals, right? Like, it's in your head, right? You think of them. Yeah. But we don't actually have them written down, and we can't look back, right, at what we've accomplished. So for the last 4 years, I've actually been doing this. I've been writing my goals down every single day. Well, mind you, there are days we all forget to do some of the things. But it's been my intention and my practice that every single day I write my goals down. Typically it's like a monthly goal. Okay. And those goals are the same every day. Like, I'm literally rewriting the same thing every day and every day and every day. Okay. Looking back. So looking back, this is my goal planner right here. I started this January of 2021. Okay. And so reading some of these goals here was kind of interesting to see. But what I can actually see is that I was able to triple, more than triple, my results that I was looking for, reading back at these. And I was at that time making about $10,000 a month. And now ending out, 2024, coming into 2025, I'm consistently doing 20, 30, 40K months. And I truly only feel it is because I have the vision, have the goals, I have the plan, right? I know exactly what it is that I need to do every day, every week, every month. And like, there's no question about it. because I'm really, really clear on what it is that I need to do, right? So that's what we're going to talk about tonight, is we're going to set your vision, your intention for 2025. I've got a really fun activity that we're going to do tonight. I'm going to make you guys step outside your comfort zone just a little bit, right? Because there's no growth in comfort, right? It's where we sit, it's where we stay, and that's, you know, when our goals don't grow. Okay. So I actually created, and many of you have this, let me know if you guys have my goal setting planner, right? That's how important writing goals are, is I actually created a planner around it because I wanted to move from just a notebook, right, into something that was more intentional. Okay. And so I'm going to give away one of those tonight, and a one-on-one coaching call as well. Well, we're not going to do the drawing tonight because I do want to respect the people that couldn't be on live with us so that they can watch the replay. Okay. And it will give you guys the time to complete the 3 tasks. There's 3 things that I'm going to give you guys tonight that we're going to do. And you may likely not complete them tonight. It's going to take a little bit. Okay. But I want you guys to complete these because it's going to really help you create your vision, create your goals, what you want for 2025. Okay. All right. So, I just want to share with you that I write my goals every single morning. That's what works best for me. Myself and Paula here, we actually created a 5 a.m. club. Put 5 a.m. in the comments if you are a part of our 5 a.m. club. There's a small group of us. This is something that you guys can do at no cost. This is just something that we offer that you can start your day with like-minded women. Look at, see, we've got lots of women on here that are in our 5 a.m. club. Okay. And what we do in our 5 a.m. club, and this may not work for many of you, right, because of the timing. So we actually start at 5:30 Central Time. Okay. And we start out with a 20-minute exercise that we do together, or you can, you know, do something on your own, but we hop on Zoom and we work out. And then that's when, after that, we do 10 minutes of goal writing. That's when I write my goals down. Okay. And then after that, we do 10 minutes of what's called Wim Hof breathing. Okay. Very powerful exercise that you can do every day, kind of almost a form of meditation, right? And then we hop off. So we're really only on there for 45 minutes. And then we hop off, we take a shower, and we either do, for those that have a cold plunge tub, or the last minute of your shower, we do a cold shower. Okay. So we're doing all of these things to create the mindset, to reset our nervous system, to project what we want for our goals in 2025, to start our day with healthy exercise, right? So if you guys want to be a part of our 5 a.m. club, all you have to do is just private message me in Messenger, okay? And I will share what we do. And if you feel it's a fit for you, all we do is we have a group chat in our Zoom link, and there's a lot of just, you know, inspiration and motivation in that chat. So if anybody wants to start the year off, and this may be having to get up an hour earlier, which, you know, is honestly a good way to start your day. Nobody likes to get up at 5 in the morning, right? None of us do. But it's the accountability, right? Like Paula said in the chat, it's the accountability that keeps us going every single day. Okay. So we do that Monday through Friday. Sometimes on the weekends, we hop on Zoom, just a little bit later in the morning too. So if you want access to that, just send me a private message in Messenger. Okay. There's no cost. It's just an accountability thing. We started it well over a year ago, and we do it every day. Okay. Awesome. Right? Lisa, you're in our chat. You just got to remember to hop on with us. All right. So if you have a morning routine yourself that's working, awesome. Do that. I want you guys to really get clear on a good morning routine to set your intention for the day, which may include doing 10 minutes of journaling or goal setting, right? Rewriting those goals. And we're going to talk about your goals tonight in what it is that you need to be writing for your goals. Okay. All right. So I'm going to ask you a question and I want your honest opinion on this question. Okay. Do you feel like you're somewhat lost in your business? Like, meaning I don't really know what to do each day or each week or month, right? I want you to put a 1 in the chat for me. If you feel like it's like you want to work your business, right? But it's just like, but I don't know, right? Maybe you set the time and then you get on Facebook and you start scrolling and you don't really do the income producing activities, right? And it is okay if you are dropping a 1, and thank you guys for dropping a 1. You can see how you're not alone, right? And I honestly feel that the reason that we feel this way is because we don't have a solid foundation and plan, right? Because many of you at the beginning said you didn't have goals, right? You can't look back at January and see, what was I focused on? What was I working on? What did I want to achieve? Right? And so we get stuck in that and really not knowing what to do. Okay. So for those of you that dropped a 1, let me just ask, do you have written, clear, actionable, and measurable goals that you know what you need to achieve? So just drop a yes or a no. Like, do you feel that you have like SMART goals written down? Like, you know exactly this is what I should be doing every single month, right? And you can reverse engineer that to figure out what I need to do every single day. And it's okay to say no, right? This is truly one of the very first things that are inside of my coaching academy, because it's very important that we have this plan and we know exactly what to do. We know what our goals are. Okay. And so I'm just bringing to be like awareness for you guys here tonight, right? In that this is something that's not common, right? But it's also not common to be in the top 1%, right? Because we're not doing the things that those who are in the top 1% or 10% or even 20%, we're not doing the things that those people are doing, right? And so tonight I'm sharing with you the things that I do, right? That got me to that level, right? Starting with having a good morning routine, okay? And then having a good, clear vision and goals every single month, and keeping those goals so focused in front of you every single day that you're asking yourself every morning, what am I going to do today to reach that goal? As I'm writing down every single goal each morning, that's what I ask myself. And then I specifically write down, what am I going to do today to help me achieve that goal? So tonight I want to work with you guys, if you are open to that, to play full out, right? And to really set your vision, set your goals. We're going to reverse engineer. And so you guys can walk away with a clear plan on what you need to do. Are you guys up for that? I want you to put it in the chat and say, play full out if you are ready to truly play full out, to do the work that I'm going to ask you to do tonight. Okay. And then I want you to stay till the end, because I'm going to share with you the 3 things. Okay. Throughout tonight's call, I'm going to share with you the 3 things that I want you to do to get entered into the drawing for the planner and the one-on-one call with me. Okay. The first one is going to be super simple. At the end of the call, I'm going to give you guys a form to fill out that just tells me that you're here, or for those that are watching the replay, if you watch the replay, and it's going to reiterate those 3 things on that form on what you need to do. Okay. So I'll give you the form at the end of the call, but I don't expect you to fill it out likely tonight, because there might be some things on there, because there's a couple spots where it talks about your goals. Okay. So I'm really going to actually give you until the end of the month Not that I want you to use until the end of the month, but I just want to give everybody the opportunity to watch the replay if they're interested, because what I'm sharing with you is very powerful and can really make a difference in your business. And I want everybody to have the option to watch it. Okay. All right. So what we're going to do first is I want everybody to make sure that they have pen and paper. Okay. Very, very important, because we're actually going to do an activity where we're writing some things out. So if you need to go grab pen and paper, go do that. We'll wait just a minute here. So what we're going to do tonight is actually going to be task number 2. Okay, we're going to do it here on the call. You may need to finish it or add to it after the call, and that's okay. But I'm going to give you about 10-15 minutes while we're on the call to actually do this task. Okay, so I'm going to share with you guys what the task is. I'm going to explain it to you first. Okay, I'll see if there's any questions. And then what I'll do is I'll just turn on some light music while we take 10 to 15 minutes to write this out. Okay. And maybe some of you have done this before, but maybe it didn't amount to much. And I'm going to share with you how I'm going to be a part of your journey and check in on you at the end of 2025. Okay. So what we're going to do is we are going to write a letter to our future self in January of 2026. So our objective would really clarify what our business goals are, our intentions, our vision, how we want to feel in 12 months, how you're going to show up and act differently. You're going to create this powerful tool to help you stay focused and motivated throughout the year. Okay. And what you're going to do once you're done writing this, and again, it might take a few days if you need to take some time, but I don't recommend waiting until the end of January. But you're actually going to physically mail this letter to me. Okay, this is how you get entered into the drawing. You're going to actually mail it to me. Okay, I will give you my address. I'll post it. It's actually going to be in the form that you fill out, but I'll post it in Create Success as well. Okay. You can, take a picture of it yourself or make a copy of it so you have it too, right? Because obviously it's important. That's what you're reaching towards. But you're going to mail me the copy of your letter. Here's what we're going to write in there. Okay. I want you to think about what you want to achieve in your business over the next year. So suggestions on what you can write is, for sure, I want you to write an income-based goal. So with your business, how much money do you want to make in 2025? Okay. And then you can add things like, do you want to grow a team? Do you want to earn a trip with your company? Is there a certain rank that you want to be? Okay. And then I want you to visualize yourself having achieved these goals by the end of the year. And I want you to write in the letter, how does that make you feel? What does that really look like? How are you showing up differently? Okay. Are you dressing differently? Are you going live more often? Are you getting outside your comfort zone? What do you really need to do to reach? You can include things in there that might be friend or family goal related, like I want to take a vacation, I want to go to this location, I want to build a house or get a new house, I want to do more activities with my kids. I want you to get really specific, because what I have found with goal writing is we're very vague, general, right? And there's no emotion really attached to it. I want you guys to feel this letter, right? Some of you might even cry when you write the letter, and that is okay too, right? This letter is to really represent who you are, who you've become, by the end of 2025. You can write maybe any challenges, things, lessons you've learned, things you've overcame, any advice or encouragement that you give yourself. I want you to make it really personal, really emotional, really right from the heart. And then you're going to sign the letter, you're going to date the letter, and then you're going to mail it off to me. Okay. At the end of the year, I'm going to mail the letter back to you with a little message from me inside that letter, and I'm going to be connecting with you, and I'll know where you're at. Okay. And again, you can make a copy of it. You can take a picture of it so you have access to that. So any questions before I turn on some light music and we take some time to actually write this letter? Go ahead and unmute if you have any questions.
So for the letter, we're including things that are both personal in our life, but also business.
There's no right or wrong way for this letter. Okay. You do what feels good for you, what you want to include in there, where you want to be by the end of the year. One thing for certain I want you to put in there is an income goal, because we're going to talk about that next. Okay. But it can include anything you want. Okay. Everybody good? We're going to do about 10 minutes. And then if you don't get done, you have time, but I really want you to take time to work on this. Okay. I want you to put your phone away, get distractions away, really focus in on your time. Okay. All right. I'll give you 2 more minutes. All right. So you might not be done. So it's something that you can continue to work on either later tonight, this week, next week. I'll give you my address so that you can mail it to me. I want you to do this because I want you to know, one, that I believe in you, that you totally can make these things happen. Right? You can have my belief in you if you don't have the belief in yourself, because I know that can waver from day to day, even hour to hour, right? And so I want to be your accountability, that you are going to work towards these goals. I hope that as you guys wrote that letter to yourself, you could feel the emotion, you could feel, what is going to, how you are going to feel in that moment a year from now, and the difference that it's going to make in your life, for you, for your family, for the people that you're going to impact. I hope that it was powerful for some of you to really write this down. And I hope that you were able to think a little bit bigger, right? Really see a vision for yourself. So what we want to do now is we want to create that plan. How are we going to make that happen? What do we have to do every single month to achieve those goals? So I want you guys to take a different piece of paper, and I want you to write down that income goal on that next piece of paper that you wrote down in your letter. And if you are open to it, and I hope that you guys are, and really there's no judgment, because we don't know everybody's story on how much time you're working, what your product is, right? Where you're at in your business. But if you guys are open to writing what your yearly income goal is in the chat of the Zoom, and again, there's no judgment. If it's $5,000, if it's $500,000, it doesn't matter, right? It truly doesn't matter. Thank you, Denise, for being so brave. Paula, Lisa, thank you. Tammy, Jean, Lisa, Anita, I love it. All right. So what we're going to do now is we're going to figure out, are those numbers actually achievable? And what I don't mean is, I don't mean that, can you actually really do it, right? Like, I don't believe you can make 100,000 a year. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is, are you going to do the activity that will get you to that goal? Because yeah, we want to make 100,000, 200,000, 50,000, whatever that goal may be. But if we're not actually going to do the work, right, the income producing activity to get that result, then all you're going to do is feel defeated at the end of the year, right? So after we do this next activity, maybe you'll change that goal. Maybe you'll make it bigger. Maybe you'll make it smaller. Maybe it's right on, right? You have to set goals that are achievable, but yet still outside that goal, that reach goal, right? Outside that comfort zone. Don't set the same goal that you achieved in 2024, right? If you made $20,000 in 2024, let's push that a little bit, okay? So we're going to do the work now to see, can I actually achieve that goal? Do I actually have a plan in place? So I know exactly what to do each month, how much I need to sell, how many people I need to talk to, okay? So start at the top of your paper. Hopefully you have that number written down. That is your commission goal, right? That is money in the bank. And I'm clarifying that because indirect sales, we focus on sales numbers, right? At the end of the month, what were your sales numbers at the end of the month? Not necessarily your commission number, which is obviously, yes, that goes into our bank, but likely in your back office, how your team recognizes you, it's with your monthly sales, right? So you're writing down commission. So what we need to do then is figure out how much in sales every single month do I need to do in order to hit that yearly income goal? And it's very simple to do, okay? Now, if you know what your commission percent is, which hopefully you all do, right? You can use that number, but no, I'm assuming that as your sales go up throughout the month, and if your team grows, your commission levels also go up, okay? So what I tend to do is use 30%. I feel that's kind of common. And as your, sales go up, a lot of people are 20, 25%. As your sales go up, it goes 30, 35%. If you know though exactly what it is, go ahead and use that. If you don't, use 30%. Okay. So what we're going to do first is take that number, that yearly income goal, divide that by 12, so we can tell what our monthly income goal is, and then write that number down. So for example, if it was 50,000 for the year, divide that by 12. And I do easy numbers, like just round it, right? So I rounded it to 4,000. 4,000 commission a month if you want to make 50,000 a year. And again, that's commission, right? So I want you guys to put in the chat, what is that number? What's your commission goal every month? So take the yearly goal divided by 12. Easy math, right? Grab your calculator if you need to. Awesome. Now
So
this number, oh, go ahead, Casey.
we take the commission amount and divide it by the percentage.
Nope, we're just dividing it by 12 right now to get our monthly commission. Okay. Like if you want to make 12,000 for the year, you divide that by 12, your goal is $1,000 commission a month, right? Now, for some of you, you might be like, holy crap, I've never even hit that number before, right? It should be that should be your answer, right? But so this is kind of our first eye opener is this like double what you normally do, triple, quadruple, like, and you don't have to tell us, but just think in your head, like, ooh, like this is a lot, right? Now, it's not to say we can't do it, okay? But if you're like, ooh, this is like 10 times the amount of what I normally do, then we either need to kick ourselves in gear, right? And literally pedal to the metal, or we might need to be like, yeah, maybe I should bring it down a little bit, right? And it's not that I don't want you to think big, because again, we're thinking bigger than what we've been doing, but sometimes thinking too big to me. Now, every coach can look at this a little bit differently. Like, yes, I want you guys to, 6 figures, 7 figures, go really big, right? Like that would be awesome. And I know you would all love to be there, but is that actually achievable? Knowing the amount of time you put in, the product that you're selling, right? The skill set that you have, okay? How would I plan with the new company? It's the same thing, whether or not you started yesterday or tomorrow with somebody, or you've been doing it for many years, still, so just take your yearly commission, divide it by 12 to get your monthly commission, and then just take 30% on average for your commission. So now what you're going to do is you're going to take that monthly number and you're going to divide it by that commission. So if it's 30%, it's 0.30. Okay. So for example, Jean put $5,400. And if she knows it's 30%, she's going to do 5,400 divided by 0.30. This is going to tell you the amount of sales that you need for the month. Okay. If you need help with this, unmute and ask. But then I want you to write that number down. Put that in the comments. Okay. So you're taking your monthly, so take your monthly commission goal, right? Monthly commission goal that you just wrote down. Divide by point, and then whatever your commission percent is. If you don't know, just use 30%.
So we're going to take our commission goal and divide it by the percentage.
Yep. So what's your monthly commission goal, Casey?
1,000.
Okay. So 1,000 divided by, and if you're not really quite sure in your percentage, just use 30%. And then that is your monthly sales goal. So write that number down and put monthly sales goal, and then put that number in the chat. So as you put that number in the chat, what I do know is that this does not include any team sales, team commission, right? Now, most of you don't have a team, or you have 1, 2, or 3 teammates that, but are they actually actively working and working numbers like this? Right? So unless you have a fair size team, and in 2024, like, man, I got paid this much out on commission on my team, we're not going to account for those numbers right now. Okay. But I know that the sales number would change, right? It would be less if you grew a team, because you're getting commission from your team, right? Okay. So looking at some of these, how does that make you guys feel? You feel like, okay, it's going to take some work, but I can do it, right? Or is it like, holy cats, like I don't even fathom that this is impossible, right? Again, I want you to just take this into consideration, that do you need to adjust your yearly goal? And I'll give you that permission. Because again, I don't want you to put a high yearly goal. We tend to over project our yearly goal, but we under project what we can actually do in a month. Okay. So if you want to adjust that yearly goal, you have my permission to do that, because I truly want you guys to achieve that yearly goal, but I want it to be more, right? I want it to be uncomfortable, but not like, okay, this is going to kill me to do it, right? Like I just don't have enough time. Because if you take that sales goal, okay, take your sales goal. Everybody has their sales goal. If somebody doesn't have their sale goal, unmute and let's walk you through this. But what you can do now to break it down further is you can take that monthly sale goal and divide that by, and this might be a kind of a guesstimation for some of you, is what is the average amount that somebody orders from you? If you're not sure, just use $100. Okay. So if your sales goal, right, was $1,000 a month, divide that by 100. And that is how many orders you need for the month. Okay, so drop the number of how many orders do you need for the month to hit your goal. Rebecca needs 283. Jennifer 97. Jenny 20, 293. So again, look at this number. Do you think that to be possible? How many orders are you getting right now, average each month, right? If you're getting 5 a month, but your goal is 200 plus, is it really possible? Probably not in 12 months. Consistently, right? This is consistently month over month over month. Okay.
So I wanted to ask, I kind of did it a little different because I feel like I'm gonna grow. I wanted my goal to be like for 3 months, I want to hit 1,000 in sales. I know I need 20 workshoppers to do that for 3 months in a row. Then my next 3 months, I want to reach 1,500. And I got to up my 20 workshoppers to 28. And then the last 6 months, I want to do $2,000 a month because my ultimate goal for the year is $2,000 a month. But I know I'm not going to get there like tomorrow. It's going to take me time to build. And then that would be 38 workshoppers. So I'm starting at, my orders are going to be 20. Then I got to go up to 28. And then I got to go up to 38. Is that okay to do it that way?
I love that. And so what you could do is you can just write out those 12 months, and to get your projection for the year, right, is okay, I'm going to do this for 3 months, this for 3 months, right? Add that up, you know, you can kind of get an average and see where you're at. But yep.
And that's exactly what when I was writing the letter, that made that very clear, that I never wrote that before. I never looked at it like that before, but I'm looking at it like very realistically to say, well, how am I going to get to 2,000? Because you just don't get there from 0 to 2,000. And I know it takes a lot of consistency and a lot of work and a lot of follow-up. So that's my goal.
Exactly. Thank you for that awareness for everybody, and to share that. Okay. So these types of things are, these numbers are some of the numbers that you can use in your goal setting, right? Like, for example, Anel is 23 sales a month. So she could have a monthly goal of, I'm going to have 23 sales a month with an average sale of 100 or 150, whatever that may be, right? And so when you write that down every single day, you're going to ask yourself, what am I going to do today to achieve that monthly goal? And if you want, you can break that down. So maybe that's 1 sale a day. What am I going to do to get 1 sale today? And then that's where we can start to even break it down even further of like, how many people do I need to talk to get that number? And then comes in the strategies, right? How do I find those new leads? How do I follow up with those people? How do I track those leads? Right now we really get into that nitty gritty of that daily actionable tasks that we can do to achieve those goals. But use some of these numbers in your goal setting, okay? Anybody want to share any aha awareness, Rebecca?
Actually, no, I had a question.
Oh, you're really quiet. I can't hear you.
Oh. mm. Let's see. Is that any better?
A little bit, yep.
I think having these headphones on messes with my microphone. I'm sorry. I had a question. Like, so obviously right now with the amount of sales that I'm having, my goals are outrageous. But they're still my goals. I don't know how long it's going to take me to get there. And I was just kind of curious from your experience. You said you had a 6-figure business and you sustained it for so long. How long did it take you to build that?
Good question. Let me think here. So I initially was with a health and wellness company when I first started direct sales in 2014. With that, in a couple years, 13, yeah, 3 years, I was able to make a full-time income. It wasn't 6 figures, but I was able to make what many would, indicate as a full-time income in 2 to 3 years with that. And then something else came along. I had no intention of ever changing companies. I actually created my own coaching program called Fun and Fit with Tiff. And so I actually coached women individually and in a group, similar to what I do for business, right? I did that for health and wellness. And I coached them through eating disorders and eating healthy through your macros, understanding your protein, your fats, your carbs, and then also mindset. For those of you that have a health and wellness business, you know how hard it is to keep people using your products, right? Because it's not like you can give people the healthiest food to eat, because they want these goals, but they don't eat it, right? It's mindset, just like business, it's mindset. Okay. So I did that. So I was able to retire from my full-time career in 2018 because I did add in that second business. I kept my other one, but wasn't really working my health and wellness. I started my other one. Between the two, then I retired May of 2018. I was a speech therapist for 12 years. With that, I was making a 6-figure income. So I had to, really have, big goals. And I really had to make this work because I literally left a career, right, that was successful. And so I went all in with my other business because it took me 6 months to grow that business to what it took me 3 years to grow my other business. Some of it was because my skill set had grown, right? And now I had to really do the work because I didn't want to go back, right? I had a strong reason why I didn't want to go back to working. I have 4 kids, right? Like that drove me every single day to work my business. So I've always had a mindset on, and I always did the work, right? But the things that really made the difference is I always had a coach. One of my first coaches was through Ray Higdon. Many of you probably have followed him. I got a coach through him. And they gave me a second coach because the first one was leaving. And guess who it ended up being? It was Elsa. For those of you know, I've been now coaching with Elsa for 4 years. Okay. And so a lot of the practices that I do, such as the goal writing, came from her, right? But I've had multiple coaches all the time, because every coach focuses on something different, right? So a year ago, December of 2023, I got a coach to help me create my sales masterclass that I run every single month. And I've been doing that every month since January of, actually, we did it December of 2023, and then every month going forward, right? I recently, back in August, hired another coach. She helped me launch Transformative Coaching Academy, right? And help me really see the vision of having a digital resource library. So I say this to you, I know you guys aren't coaches necessarily, some of you are, but in my direct sales business, I knew the importance of working with somebody who was doing better than me, right? Who was getting the results that I wanted. I think I said this on one of the other calls I was on. I can't remember who it was, but I was on, Paula. I was on with Coach Jenny, right? And she was telling us what she was doing in her business. And I'm like, okay, I'm going to follow the leader. I'm like, I love what you're doing and I'm going to buy into it, but I'm going to duplicate that, right? Because if they're getting success in something, why would I not want to learn what they're doing, right? So that really helped me, really project and get to where I needed to be to hit that 6 figures. And then I was able to maintain that. But then I stepped into the coaching world during COVID, because I started the online events and I realized I loved coaching women and helping you guys achieve those results versus me selling a product. I still sell my product, but I only work my business maybe 15 minutes a day. But I'm still able to sell $5,000, $6,000, $7,000, $8,000 a month because of what I grew, right? I've got systems in place now that really help me still have the results in my business. I have a big VIP group, or 4,000 women, and I have repeat customers, right, all the time. So it will get there. You have to put in a lot of work at the beginning, right? And then you can start to put in less work, but reap more rewards in the end.
So how many years was that actually that you?
So I started the second company in January of 2018, and I hit 6 figures in 2020, so 2 years. Yep. All right. So hopefully that activity gave you guys some awareness and what you need to do. Okay. Are you guys ready for your third task? This is kind of a quick one. I'll just kind of talk about it, and then we'll see if there's any questions that you guys have, and we're at the top of the hour. So give me maybe another 5 minutes or so. Okay. All right. So your third task is, I want you to declare your vision. I want you to let people know that you are up to something big. What I'm not saying is that you have to tell them your exact goal or tell them the product that you're selling, but a lot of people don't even know that you guys are in business. You might think they know, because you're like, yeah, I post on Facebook all the time, right? But what I mean by declare your vision, and this is going to be stepping outside the comfort zone for many of you, is I want you to create a post on Facebook about your excitement in the direction that you're going. I want you to make it a public post. Okay. So here's a suggestion. Here's an idea on what I mean. So you could take a picture. You could be holding up your letter so people can't read it, right? We don't want them to be like, yeah, read it. So they can't read it, but holding up your letter, and you can say something like, I attended a 2025 success roadmap call And you can say with Tiffany, and I want you guys to tag me. I want to see it. I want to comment on it. I want to support you guys. And you can say, I mapped out my vision for the year and my goals. And I'm so excited. I can't believe, right, what's coming for 2025. I'm ready to help. And then who's your target market? Not your product. Who are the people that you want to serve? Who do you want to help? And if you don't know who your target market is something you want to think about before you do your post. Okay, I'm ready to help, women who struggle with gut health, right? For some of you that have a certain, health and wellness products. I'm ready to help women look and feel beautiful again, right? Even if you're, at home taking care of the kids all day, right? Like, who do you want to help? Again, don't talk about your product, okay? Don't talk about your company, but you want to create curiosity. You want to catch people's attention. You really just want to share with them your vision. And then you want to ask a question, right? You guys know, ask a question. Questions get comments. Comments can start conversation. Conversation leads to sales. So it's possible that some of you will start conversation from this post about your company, about your product or your opportunity. So ask a question. It can just be something like, who else is excited for 2025? Tell me something you're excited about, because I'm excited about my business. Something like that. So I want you to declare your vision, declare your excitement. Where are you going to be at the end of 2025? So that is task number 3. Okay. So just a review is task number 1 is you're going to complete the form. Paula, if you're open to it, can you put that form that I sent you in the chat? Now, if it's in the chat and you grab it, but you lose it, I'm going to post it in Create Success. I'll put up today's replay. I'll put up the tasks. I'll put up this document, okay? But she'll share it here so you have it. So the task 1 is complete this, so I know that you are on and that you're completing the things. Task 2 is to mail me your letter before the end of the month. And task 3 is to put up a post. Declare your vision, your excitement, where you're headed. All right, I want to open it up for questions. Any questions or just awareness or ahas or anything that you got out of tonight?
I have a question.
Yes.
The goals, should they scare me? Should my goals make me feel like, golly,
100%.
but it's
Yeah.
not overwhelming, but it's still,
Yeah.
I just kind of take a deep breath and feel like, wow, can I really do that? But yeah.
It gets you out of your comfort zone. It's a little exciting, a little scary, but we don't want overwhelm, right? Like you said, if it's like, holy crap, like it just puts a pit in your stomach and it's like, it doesn't bring you excitement when you see it, right? Casey?
Okay, so I have a question for you, because you mentioned when you were able to leave your full-time job, like a speech therapist, not doing this. Was that different for you, like how you felt? Because I feel like I've had a job before. You just get up in the morning, get ready, go to work, do your job, and you get a paycheck in the mail. It's like you don't have to think about it. When you have your interview, they tell you how much they're going to pay you. You know all this stuff. It's just like automatic. But then, like, I've been on disability for like 4, maybe 5 years. So now the idea that I have to drum up all this stuff, I'm making the sales, I have to do all this stuff to have $3,500 in sales to make 1,000. That's like I don't know. I feel like I don't know how to do that. Like, how
Yeah, I'll try. I'm not quite sure your question, but I'll answer and you can let me know if it's what you were looking for. So there are many days that I have that it's like, why am I doing this to myself? Right? Why am I doing all this work? Why do I put myself under this pressure? Because every month we have to keep doing it again. We got to find new people. We got to follow up. We got to have conversations, right? And
Yeah.
it's like, man, it would be so much easier to just go to work and get paid. I know what I would make, right?
Yes.
But then I think about all the things that I would be missing out on, right? I wouldn't be able to get my kids up and ready for school. You know, they would have had to, for a while when I was working, they would have to go to what was called kids club in the morning and have to drop them off at school early, right?
Mhm.
I wouldn't be able to go to their concerts, you know, right? Their band concert, their music concerts, their sporting events. My husband right now, he works and he misses some of their sporting events and he hates it, right? But I have that freedom and flexibility to go to anything I want whenever I want, but it doesn't mean that I can't not work, right? You have to treat it like a business. I get up every single day, every morning, well, most mornings. Sometimes I'll sleep in. But that's why, one of the reasons why I have the 5 a.m. club, because I feel accountability is so important. I have accountability for almost literally everything that I do
Mhm.
because I know there are times when I can't keep myself accountable, such as getting up at 5 in the morning. Heck no. If these girls weren't on with me, there's no way I would do it. Actually, Paula, when I look through my goals journal, one of my goals in here was to do the 5 a.m. club 3 times a week. That was it, right? And now we do it 5 days a week and sometimes on the weekends, right? But that was literally one of my goals, is to get up, do the 5 a.m. club 3 times a week. And now we do it daily, right? Because I built accountability around it.
So can I ask you a question? I feel like this kind of ties into the mindset. A lot of people who I have met, mostly on Facebook through network marketing, all of them, I feel like almost everybody talks about, well, if it wasn't for my kids, that's my why. My kids are my why. Because I'm at home doing it, now I get to do this for my kids. I don't have kids. So I'm like, where is the reason for me driving myself insane sometimes? Why can't I just make it easy peasy lemon squeezy, get up, go to work, get paid?
But that's where it's coming down to, and I'm saying this because you've mentioned it many times and maybe other people do too, is we compare ourselves to everybody else, right? You know that that's something that you do. And so just by saying that, it's like I'm trying to figure out my why by comparing myself to everybody else that has kids and they do it for their kids, right?
Yeah.
So who cares about everybody else?
So that's true. And I get that. But then that's why I feel like I've been doing this for 6 years. I'm like, I should be able to figure out my why by now. But I don't. I don't
So
know.
here's a tip for you guys to figure out your why. And I've done this for some of you on some of our coaching calls, is you just need to keep asking yourself why, right? So ask yourself, why do you want to make money? So I'll do it with Casey now. So Casey, why do you want to grow your business?
I want to grow my business so I can support myself.
Okay.
So
Why is
I
it important to support yourself?
Why do I want to support myself? Because I don't want to be dependent on someone else.
So why is it important for you to not be dependent on somebody else?
Because I feel when financially, if you're dependent on someone else, sometimes they can be controlling or feel like over a long period of time, they have control over you. Like they are the reason why you do what you do.
And why does that make you feel that way? What makes you feel that that person has control over you if they're bringing in the income and not you?
For me, it's like verbally they say it. And also, I don't financially contribute to the house. I don't pay any bills. So the person who I'm dependent on, they pay everything.
So, but
And
why does that bother you?
because then technically I don't own everything. Nothing in particular is mine. So if someone pays for me to have internet, if I can't support myself and pay for internet, how am I on the Zoom with you? How do I do my business? I wouldn't have a phone if it wasn't for the person that I'm dependent upon.
But why does it bother you that they're paying for those things and not you?
Because I think it's, I don't know if it's the right word, but I think it's accountability, feeling like you contributed to society, so now you have this, like you earned it. So like you having a house, your house in particular, you earned that house because you had to work your tail off for the money for that house.
So
So
you're
you
feeling like you really haven't earned anything in your life because you're not making money and contributing.
or the money.
I interject something.
Was there something, was there with your parents growing up, was there that dynamic there that made you feel that way, that you had to make money to pay things to make you feel like you earned it or you deserve it?
Yes. When my mother was married for the second time, she was the breadwinner. She technically paid the bills, but she put the money in my stepfather's account so he could write out the check. And so I know a lot of things that my mom has done, how she worked, stuff like that. So I'm like, okay, I need to have money so I can do things. Like, how are you going to eat if you don't make money? How are you going to? I don't think money makes you happy, but money gives you resources and opportunities and the ability to do things that might make you happy. So for me, making me happy is going on vacation to Disney World. If I don't make money and I don't have money, I can't do that.
Yeah, so you want to go on vacation, you want to make money to go on vacation. What else do you want to do? What's missing for you because you're not making money?
I think there's a lot of things, to tell you the truth. Like my parents growing up, they always had two houses. We lived in Brooklyn, New York, and then we had a weekend vacation home on Long Island. I would love to have my regular home and then like a summer home or a big apartment on the beach.
Yeah.
Like, I think that's nice, but I
So
think
it's,
that's also the reason why I think the way I do is because I don't want to say I was spoiled, but my parents' motto was your job is school. Like my parents weren't the type that told you, oh, you're 13, now go get a job.
mhm.
No.
So because you don't have kids, and maybe there's other people here that don't have kids or have grown kids, so your why has changed, right? So it's tapping deeper into this to figure out, why do you want to make that money? Why is it important to you? And it's okay. And sometimes we think like, oh, I don't want to make it about money. Because honestly, every time that I ask somebody, I say, what is your why? Why do you sell your product? It's because I want to help other women experience what I experienced with the products,
Mhm.
right? And that's great. But that's not going to wake you up at 5 in the morning.
No.
To help somebody else feel good and look good.
Right.
Right?
It's not going to help
It
you pay
needs
your
to
bill.
be about you, and that is
It's not gonna
okay.
help you pay
Okay.
your bill.
So yours is, as you said, is to go on vacation, to have a new house. So the question is how important is that to you? Do you actually want to achieve that? Right? Do you actually want to go on vacation? And if you do, go research it, figure out how much it costs, and write that number down. And that's the goal that you want to achieve. Right? Yeah, we can all have goals of like, yeah, I want to go on vacation. I want to get a new house. Right? But do you actually like, is that really important to you? So you got to find the things that you really, really want that is going to get you up at 5 o'clock, or is going to keep you up until midnight, or is going to have you message and follow up with people even when you don't want to. Right?
Right.
Okay. So that's where you got to keep digging. Rebecca?
Yeah, I just want to say something really quick. And talking with Casey, I think this probably pertains to her too. When you're disabled, it's a very different mindset. And the more you have taken away from you, the harder it is to feel independent. So the strive for independence is very different. It's so I think that may be part of what Casey's doing as well. I don't have kids. I have $500,000 in medical bills.
Yeah.
That's my why. So
Thank you, Rebecca, for sharing.
I completely
right.
understand what Rebecca's saying. It's true.
No.
Like you're limited to things, or the ability to do things are taken away from you. And that's my biggest thing. I even was talking to Paula. Paula was so kind as to talk with me last night at like 10:30, 11 o'clock at night. And what she said for me to do made me smile and laugh so hard. It's like, that's exactly what I'm gonna
She has a
do.
tendency to make people do that. So yes, and like Angela said in the comments too, it's peeling the onion, right? It's
Yes,
peeling the
yes.
layers. And when you get there, eventually the waterworks come because you're just like, oh, like I got it. Right?
Yeah.
Like one of mine, you guys, like, because I have kids, right? You know that, and like Casey said, a lot of people's are kids. But as I remember being at a leadership retreat for my company, okay? And my kids, well, one of them, some of you know, I have one kid who's action and he wants to spend money all the time. Like I get a text from him every day for buying something, right? So he messages me at the retreat when I was at this retreat and he's like, hey, I want to get this. I want to get this. And I'm like, no, I don't have money in my account. No, you know, and then the reason I do my business, right, is so I can give so much to them and help them experience life, right? And finally I just gave in. I said, fine, go ahead and get it. And while I was at the retreat, I went negative in my account. Right? So we were all there, right? It happens. But that drives me even stronger. Like, I don't want that to happen to me, nor do I want it to happen to anybody else. So yes, we have the component of wanting to help other people, but you really have to tap into yourself and your why and be selfish, right? It's okay. Because I'm going to take a guess. If you didn't get paid to sell these products, you wouldn't be selling the products.
No.
Okay. So it is okay to make it a financial goal about you. It doesn't mean you have to project that out to everybody and share, you know, that's why you're doing it, but you truly have to have that reason. Okay. So dig deep into that. All right. So we're about 20 minutes after the hour. Thank you guys for staying on. Once I get this uploaded, I'll put it into the group as well. I'll put the tasks, I'll put the Google or the Jot form in there as well. And if you guys have any questions about any of it, please don't hesitate to reach out at any time. I'm here to help. Okay. Awesome. All right. Have a great night, guys. See you later.
Bye.